All right. Welcome back everyone dito sa special deep dive episode dahil birthday episode ito. Naka-necktie na si Sir Ronald. Sir Ronald in necktie is almost as rare and special and next level as Leloy Claudio wearing neckties and all. So I really appreciate it. Sir Ronald, balita ko Sir Ronald, marami kang mga na-meet na mga high-level people recently. Kamusta? Yung isa yata, guest lang recently sa kabilang channel. Ano, ninaman yata kami magdebate or something.
Well, naka-suit ako tsaka necktie dahil birthday mo eh. Parang in deference to your birthday, no, I have to wear a suit, no? Oo.
Yung isang katana mo bigay mo sa akin.
Meron diyang katana, may Burmese sword, merong Chinese sword, di ba? May Japanese sword, merong kwan naman dito, Katipunero sword. So, iba't
Yung
ibang sword yan.
katipunan oh yan, oh yun. May
Oo.
balisong din ba dyan? May machete?
Marami, kumpleto. Kumpleto rito. Alam mo naman, collector ako ng
Pang
weapons of
narcos
mass
yata si
destruction.
Ronald.
Collector ako ng weapons of mass destruction. Uh,
Mukha kang ang Imperial Japan official si Ronald with your necktie and all.
in
Tapos
my in my past life,
you must have been a samurai or
in
sensei.
my past life, I was a Ronin.
No, no, you're Ronin now. Wala ka like you're a wild rebel. In
I'm
past life, you were a proper samurai. You were
I
serving
I'm
samurai.
always a Ronin. Hindi bagay sa akin na may master.
Talagang wild, wild, wild card.
Uh,
Ronald, since pinag-usapan natin itong mga mga senador na expert talaga sa geopolitics. Last time I checked, pati mga Jay Sonza, Attorney G, kung ano, like, lahat sila biglang expert na lahat sa geopolitics. Titirahin daw ng Iran ng EDCA bases. Like, are you guys crazy? Like, Iran has no problem with the Philippines. Their missiles are medium to long range within 2,000 kilometers. EDCA bases are not even real bases. They're just facilities.
Walang laman.
Well, so actually, ang mas worry dapat natin is yung amo nila, ay sorry, yung kaibigan nila, China, because China is watching now very carefully and seeing naubusan ng interceptor ng US. So actually, US is gonna get the THAAD missile in Korea, na kinawawang Korea over that because China was so angry. Dadaling nila sa Middle East, I don't know, to Israel, whatever, to protect their allies there. So basically, actually, biglang maging ma-expose tayo dito sa Asia because US is all in na dun sa Middle East. I don't think that conflict is gonna go away anytime soon. As Iran warned, this time will be different. Wala na yung mga kabuki show calibrated. They're gonna hit it all, and that's exactly what we're seeing. U.S. bases, different places hitting, pro-Iran forces taking over embassies and consulates in different areas. Embassies of U.S. in Riyadh hit, Burj Khalifa, Burj Dubai, all of them getting flavor of what could come. God forbid if this gets out of control. Sir Ronald, like 50% off gas prices, oil prices, highest jump daily basis since the war in Ukraine. I mean, this is crazy, Sir Ronald. Like, do you think like Trump really knew what? Hindi ko alam kung mas magaling si Trump or sila Jason in terms of geopolitical. Like, this is getting out of control very fast.
Well, sabi ko nga kagabi sa isang interview, ayoko nang patulan itong idiots na mga ito dahil ah, hindi lang sila walang alam sa geography, parang hindi pa sila nakakita ng mapa ng mundo. The Middle East is so far away, no? Parang pag sinabi mo tatamaan tayo ng Iran, parang sinabi mo na natitirahin ng Iran ang Mars, no? So, kaya mahirap
Titirahin
ng
natin ng
patulan.
Greenland, parang sinabi ang
Oh,
Pilipinas.
mahirap ng patulan itong mga idiots na to. Ikalawa, wala pa namang laman yung mga EDCA eh. No? Ah, wala namang binibigay sa atin ng mga missile system pa ang US na sustainable. Paminsan-minsan, meron silang dinadala rito mga HIMARS, meron tayong mga kwan, mga Indian missiles, pero wala yan, kakaunti. Siguro 5 minutes lang, ubos na bala niyan eh. Ubos na missiles niya. Kaya tingin ko medyo malayo-layo pa na magiging
Oh,
threat
but that's
sa
the
atin
weak
yung
part, di ba, Sir?
mas ang concern dapat natin yung
China.
almost 2 million Filipinos OFWs na nasa Middle East. Diba? Mas yun ang concern natin. Nadadamay dito. Kaya dapat ang call natin ay itigil na itong gera na ito. Tigil na ito. Pero yung mga sinasabi ng mga DDS na tayo ay bobombahin ng Iran, ay medyo laughable. Yung ganyang klaseng stupidity. No? Uh,
It is beyond ridiculous. But like I said nga, if there's someone we have to worry about, is China exploiting this situation because US is bogged down and distracted. Clearly, Trump didn't foresee this, that Iran will lash back. They have hundreds of thousands of like Viet Cong level people of like ideologically committed. Of course, after the country's not only supreme leader, in a way, spiritual leader even among Shias was targeted. Nagkaroon ng rallying around the flag na. You can see even in small towns, hundreds of thousands of people coming out. I mean, obviously, as progressive, we have strong stance on certain issues, domestic politics, separate yan. But what we're seeing is that Iran is not going to go away. The regime is not going to go away.
yeah.
They're going to fight back, fight.
Actually, ang ang nuclear option ng Iran is the Gulf of Hormuz.
Well,
That
they already
narrow
shut it
strait.
down. No, they already shut it down.
Yes, yun
The
yung
next
kanila.
phase,
Yun yung
they will
kanilang
attack all the oil facilities.
yun yung kanilang nuclear option. Not a nuclear weapon. No? That's 20 to 25% of global oil dumadaan diyan. Ang kailangan mo lang diyan, katulad ng ginawa nila years ago, naglagay lang sila ng aquatic mines. Sarado na yan. And it took several years para tanggalin yung aquatic mines. Yung aquatic mines are just worth about $100, $200. Maglagay ka lang ng 1,000 aquatic mines, tigil na. Wala nang dadaan dyan na mga barko. No? And it will take years para tanggalin yan. Ibang usapin pa yung bobombahin, missile attack, yung mga oil tankers na dadaan dyan. No? Kaya nga ngayon, 50% ng price ng oil sa Europe, tumaas na ng 50%. Just almost overnight. Mas yun ang problema. Mas yun ang problema.
And
Kaya,
of course, Iran has an option also to, I mean, if we go for this, pwede nang tirahin lahat ng oil facilities in the area. We already see in Saudi Arabia, in even as far as Oman, tankers, etc. And people forget there's Qatar also. Qatar shares the major gas field with Iran. That is
yes.
shut down right now. That's where the LNG, liquefied natural gas, comes from. So Gulf of Hormuz is in the middle, but you have also Gulf of Oman. You also have like pwedeng lahat yan, ano eh. Like so. This is really crazy uncharted territory, but we also see, no, ang daming stranded sa Dubai. I mean, yung mga hotels daw, $1 million a night na ngayon. Eh. If you feel even safe, 5-star hotels now with the situation right now. So, we really hope there'll be an immediate ceasefire here.
Kahapon, nakita ko yung mga
Yeah.
flights from Turkey, pinakamura na ng economy, $10,000.
$10,000.
Pinakamura, economy yan, ha? Pinakamura na yon. And that was yesterday. Siguro ngayon, baka doble na.
Baka yung
Oo.
pilot nun, ano eh, pang F-35 kasi marami kang kailangan ano yun. I mean,
Oo.
it's a crazy situation. I mean,
Yes,
it's
yes.
got
Tapos
out of
meron ng
control.
mga lone wolf attacks. Halimbawa sa Austin, sa US, yung isang kwan doon na nakasuot ng pro-Iranian t-shirt. No? Meron yatang 2, 3 yung napatay and then scores wounded. No? So, yan yung kinakatakutan nila, yung mga lone wolf terrorist attacks.
Yeah,
Dahil maraming terrorist network ang Iran eh. Hindi lamang sa Yemen, hindi lamang sa Palestine, hindi lamang sa Iraq or Syria. Meron din yung mga assets around the world.
Cuba had that for a long time, no? Yung mga assets nila who infiltrated through Florida and all of them. There's a Hollywood movie about that. So far, Iran is relying obviously on its missile capability. By the way, those missiles, they make it themselves. Like these are hypersonic missiles.
Yes.
Building Iran is like top 5 countries in number of engineers. They have among the best engineering school. So they're almost not relying anymore on China and Russia. Na. They relied on China and Russia for defense systems, but medyo useless yung mga yan laban sa F-35, F-22s of US or B-2 fighters. But
Ang medyo masasaktan dyan, China. Dahil tinamaan na sila sa Venezuela, tatamaan pa sila sa Iran.
and
Actually,
yung Qatar.
yung,
And also Qatar cannot export to them liquefied natural gas. So there are
Yes,
multiple
yes.
fronts yan. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, nung pumunta ako twice sa Iran, nung 2016, ay ang nakikita ko lang dyan na nagtitrade sa Iran are Chinese, Japanese, and Turkish. Since then, alam ko na wala na yung mga Japanese. No? Hindi ko alam yung Turkey. Pero halos 2 lang ang nakikipag-trade sa kanila. Yung mga pagkain nila galing Turkey, tapos yung China. Halos ang kwan dyan, ang trade dyan, barter. Barter yung kwan dyan. Tapos to a smaller degree, Russia. Pero ang tatamaan dyan will be China. Ayun tatamaan. Lalo na, tinamaan na sila sa Venezuela.
Yeah, but China being China, they're gonna double down on the renewable energy. I think it's incredible how much renewable energy China is building. Of course, they're not gonna make the transition overnight, but clearly this is gonna be another shock that will force China to be even more self-reliant in terms of their energy resources. But beyond just talking big and giving a few radars and GPS, whatever, I mean, basically Iran is relying on its own missile capabilities, on its own drones, among other things. So this also tells you the limitation of being an ally of a country like China or Russia. And again, I'm very critical of the current war on moral and legal grounds. At least one thing it shows is that this U.S. is willing to go to war for its friends. I mean, let's talk about it, Sarah. I mean, we are against obviously, invasion of other countries right and left and just targeting those people. But nevertheless, U.S. shows they're willing to go to war for their friends. I mean, if you were to believe Marco Rubio, it looks like their friend basically dragged them into this, right? Like, I mean, doesn't that even say that maybe down the road, if there's a conflict in Taiwan or Philippines, actually it's better you're on the side of US than you're on the side of China or Russia in terms of reliability. And it's kind
Well,
of
ang tingin ko
the
naman,
argument.
yeah, I think, yes, bahagi yan, standing up to their friends. Pero tingin ko ay it's more about denying China. It's trying to deny China, no, parts of the world na lumalakas sila, like Latin America, Middle East, no, Europe, no. Mas ganun yung kanilang approach eh. Ang problema, it's messy eh. Hindi siya ganun kasimplistic. No? Hindi ganun kasimplistic.
Well, the
Lalo na,
Venezuela one went smooth, so I think someone got some idea that you can do that everywhere.
at saka Juan, ang problema kasi kay Trump, hindi lang naman denial sa China ang ginagawa niya. Kung hindi, lahat inaaway niya eh. Europe, no, inaaway niya, Canada, inaaway niya, 'di ba? Latin America, inaaway niya. So, walang kwan eh. Dati kasi may nakikita pa akong method in the madness eh. Ngayon, mas madness na yung nakikita ko eh, than method. Kaya itong pagamat pwede mong sabihin na ang habol dito ng US ay predominantly to deny China access sa Iran at saka sa Venezuela, which are very significant in terms of oil, etc. Tingin ko ay kung gagawin mo yon, huwag mo naman awayin lahat ng iyong former allies. Huwag mo awayin ang buong Europe. Huwag mo awayin ang iyong neighbor, Canada or Mexico. Di ba? Huwag mo awayin yung mga friends mo na mga Middle Eastern countries. So yun yung problema na nakikita ko rito. Medyo hindi na ganun kalinaw sa akin yung method in the madness.
Well, I think initially they thought they can just go on their own. Now we can see them
Yes.
putting pressure on allies to help in terms of basing access among others. They
Yeah.
realize hindi basta-bastang Iran. This is not a Venezuela situation. Nevertheless, anything could happen here. This could go on forever. There could be ground invasion is almost impossible to think, considering it's almost impossible to invade Iran under current conditions. But who knows? Suddenly they'll cut a deal, right? Like anything could happen right now. No? For all we know, there are conversations behind the scenes. But clearly, Iran has made sure they're not gonna
If
accept.
ever there will be a deal, it will be farther off the road. Dahil sa ngayon kasi, ginawa mong martyr yung isang 86-year-old leader ng Iran na matanda na, may sakit na, no? Tapos ilang taon na ba yan? Almost 40 years. Almost 40 years na yan, leader ng Iran di ba? So, why create a martyr? Very, very clear naman na it was an assassination. Di ba? Very clear it was an assassination. At malinaw naman, merong papalit dyan eh. So, kahit napatay mo yung great leader nila and transform him into a martyr, no? Bago siya mamatay sa kanyang edad at saka sa kanyang karamdaman, nag-create ka pa ng rallying figure, no? Doon sa mga Iranians and their allies. No? Kaya hindi ko alam kung inaasahan nila na surgically makakat nila yung leadership ng Iran dahil marami namang mga second tsaka third liners na papalit eh. Baka nga,
Last year, di ba?
baka nga yung mga second liners matagal nang gustong paltan eh. Si Khamenei.
Yung last year during the 12-day war, di ba? Nakita natin. Akala ng Israel, pag inano mo yung top leaders, babaksak yung country, people would come. Actually, we saw, like, people actually, nag-rally around the flag yung mga tao, even yung mga galit sa gobyerno. Maraming galit because of the situation the other month, the protests and all. But ngayon, again, nag-rally around, or at least a lot of people, kasi you can see all of these videos coming out of yung mga very secular, westernized Iranians saying, kasi, I mean, how many school children got killed in the opening hours just in one area? You're talking about at least some are seeing it like it looks like carpet bombing parts of Tehran, at least to some of the people who are there. So magagalit
Tsaka I doubt if the Iranian opposition are united around the son of Shah Pahlavi. No? Kaya I'm not sure na may ganun unity yung opposition. No? Dahil siyempre, the Shah of Iran, inimpose yan sa Iran pagkatapos ng coup d'etat sa isang legitimate, democratically elected
who fought
leader.
for Iran's oil
Diba?
independence. By the way, let's be
Yes,
that
yes.
guy Mossadegh. He was a
Mossadegh,
Swiss-trained
no?
he was a Swiss-trained lawyer, French-speaking. He took it to the United Nations. He proved that Iran has a right to its own oil, which by the way, back then during colonial era, parang, how dare you say it belongs to you, your own resources, right? Because we develop it for. And so, yeah, that's exactly the problem they have. If he comes back again under like impossible conditions, let's just say, he'll be looking like his dad, who was brought back in 1950. So, na mukhang malabo na yung situation, and in fact, many are.
Na kaya bumagsak din dahil sa kanyang mga authoritarian dictatorial policies, sa kanyang yung kanyang intelligence agencies na
Tama.
nagmamassacre din, pumapatay din ng mga Iranians. Tapos yung anak ang ipapalit mo, I'm not too sure if that will also be a clear alternative to Khamenei. No?
But then if people are falling, I mean, you're not talking only about hundreds of thousands of highly ideologically committed Revolutionary Guard forces, paramilitary forces. They also have like millions of very devotee supporters. I mean, just look at the number of people who showed up after the assassination of the country stopped. I mean, like, those people will not go away. Like, it doesn't work that way, right? So I don't know these people from Beverly Hills. What is their plan? How are they going to parachute themselves in? But Sir Ronald, let's move on because as we speak, the conflict is still morphing. Again, in the interest of yung ating mga kababayan. Unfortunately, we had one casualty at least so far. We can see it. This is getting out of control. And for me, my position is absolutely clear. Civilians should never be targeted under any conditions. And I go beyond international humanitarian law. Whether it's in Jerusalem, whether it's in Gaza, whether it's in Tehran, it's unacceptable. And the idea is that, oh, I want to hit an antenna here. Therefore, sorry na lang dun sa lahat ng neighborhood dun. That's not allowed under international humanitarian law. So I don't get this idea. Oh, baka there was a Hamas. Ganun eh. Like whenever you attack a hospital, oh, baka may Hamas dyan, di ba? Kaya nga tayo nagkaroon ng international law after Second World War is because we didn't want this situation whereby other countries are just carpet bombing each other, right? You have international humanitarian law on that, right? So I just hope people realize, and I hope people realize, lalo na sa mga bansa natin na maliliit, if you destroy international law, rules-based order, no comment na lang ako sa Chancellor Merz ng Germany who basically said, wag na lang yan international, hindi naman may silbi yan. Hindi ko napatulan yung mga alaman na yan, but basically, my point is that kakagat yan sa atin down the road. Di ba, yung West Philippine Sea basis natin is international law. Yung ICC natin kay Digong, international law. You destroy international law, paano naman tayo mga mas maliit na bansa na umaasa sa international law to defend our sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea, to hold Duterte and the chief perpetrators of crime accountable? People should use their brain. As small and medium-sized countries, we need a rules-based international order. So hindi ko maintindihan yung mga kamagan na kaibigan natin dyan na tuwan-tuwa na, bombayin niya, patayin niya, gawin niya. Yeah, down the road, if China does that to us and say, hindi, my imminent threat from, I don't know, Malacanang to, I don't know, build a nuclear weapon in, I don't know, in Davao or whatever. Diba? I mean, that's my point there. Like, you're opening a Pandora's box. Putin already showed how dangerous the situation is. But I'll tell you what, it can get even way worse. People think things are bad now. I don't know, Sir Ronald. I don't think there'll be World War III now. There's clearly a global crisis. But I won't be surprised in 5 to 10 years from now, someone in Beijing, someone in somewhere else, I don't know, Pyongyang, maybe Kim Jong-un, na gwapong-gwapo si Kim Jong-un ngayon eh. Nakita mo yung mga pictures ni Kim Jong-un, mas gwapo siya sa ngayon, Sir Ronald. Kim Jong-un with his missiles. Kim Jong-un with his ICBMs. Kim Jong-un looking at his nuclear weapon. Like, But you don't know, in 5 years from now, this guy say, you know what, I'm just gonna bomb that country or whatever. And then they'll say, bakit? Nung inattack naman, sabi niya naman, may imminent threat, anything goes. So, I'm just hoping yung mga kababayan natin understand there's secondary, tertiary effects. The same way that Trump clearly didn't see where this is gonna go, you also have to understand once you undermine international law, it's gonna have long-term implications. Sorry, Sir Ron, mahabang hugot ko. I just had a 5-hour conversation here. Dapat si Amal Clooney actually was supposed to be here for a lecture. Na-reschedule yan. But basically, we had a very interesting discussion kanina lang dito sa Oxford on international humanitarian law, etc. I'm just saying, you have to be careful about precedents, it said. Once you break this thing, there's no coming back. And we're almost at the breaking point. In fact, I found it fascinating, di ba, yung Canadian Prime Minister ng poging-pogi sa Davos, di ba, si Mark Carney, talking about rules, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly now, oh yeah, just, we support it, go attack. Yung mga like, yung mga tao, so bigla the next thing, foreign minister niya, no, hindi kami kasama dyan. Sabi ko, may pagkaano to. Parang familiar sa akin yung mga ganitong mga drama.
Yung France nga, sending the aircraft carrier.
Well, the God know that they brought it back. I think the France thing is interesting because Macron just I think they're inaugurating a new nuclear submarine. So basically, my quote from Macron, I forgot how to say it in French, but basically parang, to be free, you have to be feared. Basically, build your weapons, nuclear weapons. So isn't it interesting? Like, countries are attacking other countries saying they're going to build nuclear weapons, and the next thing you know, all of these other countries are just doubling down on their nuclear weapons. But anyway, mahabang usapan yan. Sir Ronald, let's go naman. Baka naman makalimutan natin, may bansa pala tayo na politika. Kamusta ang
Oo nga, mukhang yung oil within the week, tataas yung diesel by almost 10 pesos.
tax,
No?
excise
Dagdag
tax.
yan, dagdag. Tapos yung gasoline by 5 pesos. Yung kerosene by more than 10 pesos. Initial pa lang yan, ha? So imagine mo yan yung tama sa pockets ng ordinary Filipinos. No? Ikaw hindi ka tatamaan dahil nasa Oxford ka eh. No? Kami tatamaan kami rito eh.
Ano ka ba? Dito yung class namin sa sobrang Ilocano. Alam mo, akong electric na ganyan, na chipipang. Kasi Sir Ronald, alam mo, ay sorry, yung Ilocano, yung ina-off-off sa gitna ng gabi, biglang walang heater, biglang namamatay ako sa lamig. So hindi, apektado kami dito. Medyo pobre-pobre din ng style namin. But sana hindi masira to. Ayan, nagreklamo kasi. No, but Sir Ronald, pumila ka na for gasoline? Nakita ko yung pila kagabi sa Manila. Ang daming pumipila eh.
Yes, hindi pa eh. Daming ginagawa eh. Meron pang ongoing pa itong impeachment sa Justice Committee. Diba? Kung ano pa yung mga pinagsasabi ng Congressman Suntay doon eh. Kanina, no?
Si Suntay, yung Superman, yung gano'n sa QC.
Oo, si Superman. Si Superman Suntay, yung nakasuot ng brief sa labas ng pantalon.
Talagang yung 1960s Superman ang kanyang hindi ba? Sir Ronald, kaya mo ba yan? Yung may brief sa labas ng...
Hindi. May limits yung kaya kong gawin.
Alam mo, Sir Ronald, believe ako pag gawin mo yan sa 4 alas. Oo, gawin mo sa 4.
Baka si Doc Guido kayang gawin. O kaya
alam mo si Doc Guido ginagawa mong Manny Mogato. Parang siya
yung mga tiga with due respect, kayang gawin yun.
Hoy! May 2 babae na kami, mabait na kami, nag-behave na kami. So not 1, 2, may Gen Z pa kami. So Gen Z lineal na kami sa Ronald. Hindi mo na kami mabubuli. Politically correct na kami, unlike you guys na toxic masculinity.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Pero Sir Ronald, hintayin ko talaga yung may brief na 1950. Ako Batman, ikaw Superman. Gawa tayo. Di ba yung Batman din? Yung
Bagay yun kay Manny Mogato eh.
God, sabi ko sa'yo, pinapuli mo. Si Manny yung sa natin, tapos si doon sa 4 alas. Grabe ka talaga, Sir Ron, mong bully. Alam mo, pagkasama kita, para tayong nasa high school. May isang bully, may isang it's the whole gang eh.
Kaya nadadamay ako sa toxic ba? Kaya nadadamay ako sa toxic masculinity mo eh.
Oy, speak of which, meron na naman si yung kaibigan namin, meron naman siyang post na purong bakatula. Kasalanan pa natin. Hindi ko maintindihan. Is anyone stopping anyone else from opening their shows? Sir, meron ba tayong directives na only men can, like, I don't understand. This is ridiculous. Pero, Sinasabi ko to kasi baka mamaya magko-comment tayo kay ano pangalan niya, Sara Duterte, sabi nila toxic masculinity na naman tayo. Pero Ronald, sige na nga, toxic masculinity. Ano nangyari kay Sara? Nasaan na tayo? Bubuksan na ba yung bank accounts niya? Ano na ba nangyari sa impeachment complaint consolidation? Where are we?
Tingin ko, dahil yung third at saka fourth impeachment complaint, kasama doon yung SALN. Di ba? At dahil kasama ang SALN, kailangan buksan yung kanyang bank accounts. Di ba? So malamang, yung mga dating naglabas ng issue ng bank accounts, katulad ni Senator Trillanes, si former Deputy Ombudsman Carandang, no, yung AMLA, malamang ipatawag yan dito sa Justice Committee. So, consistent with the request or the decision of the Supreme Court na kinakailangan ipakita yung part ng evidence dito sa impeachment, tingin ko gagawin nila yan. So, baka nagsisi yung mga Duterte. Bakit pa kasi kami nag-file sa Supreme Court? Yung decision ng Supreme Court, kailangan ipakita yung evidence bago magbotohan sa plenary. So, ipapakita nila sa Justice Committee yung part ng evidence. No? At doon, malamang, ipapakita yung mga evidence relating to the bank accounts. That could be a game changer. Hindi lamang sa usapin ng impeachment, sa usapin ng public opinion. Dahil kung makikita na hundreds of millions, even billions ang pumasok at withdraw coming from questionable elements, then tingin ko, magbabago yung tingin ng publiko kay Sara Duterte at sa kanilang mga kaalyado.
Di ba kasabi nila, Sir Ronald, galing yan sa mga fans ni Sarah? Di ba parating ng excuse nila na paano siya nagta-travel, saan sila kumuha ng pera? I mean,
Hindi,
nagbabayad ng
kaso yung mga cheque na yan, may pangalan yan eh.
may pangalan na medyo,
Oo.
ay parang medyo narinig ko yung pangalan nito. Parang,
Oo,
wait,
may Michael Yang dyan eh,
yun
no?
nga eh.
Meron diyang Sami Uy, Sami Ong, no? May mga
Hindi
ganyan
naman
eh.
drug lord mga yan, no?
Yes, mga drug lords yan, mga fugitives na nga ngayon eh. So, siguro dahil tingin nila ay impunity, untouchable sila, okay lang sa kanila na maglagay ng mga pera sa bangko nila na hindi man lang tinago yung mga pangalan. Yun yung magiging problema nila. Well, kung ikaw naman nasa lugar nila,
Wait, so
hindi mo
hindi, hindi piatos, hindi ganun yung mga pangalan nila dyan sa ano.
Hindi. Mga tunay
Hindi
na cheque
pwede.
yan.
Hindi pwede,
Oo,
Big Mango.
kahit withdraw mo na lahat yan, lalabas pa rin yung records niyan. Sino nagpasok, no?
Kaya alam
Etc.
nila, mahirap tayong dalawa kasi puro Mickey Mango lang tayo na walang laman. So,
Oo
Sir
nga.
Ronald, Sir Ronald, ingat ka, baka may sasabihin ka nito. Ingat lang, ingat lang.
Ah,
Sir, madali ka matrap. I'll just say something, gusto mo na kaagad patul. Nakita ko yung instinct mo eh. Like itirahin nito. You're a horrible person, Sir Ronald. You're a Ronin heart. You're a
I
Ronin
am. I am.
heart.
I agree.
So what timeline are we looking at? So nung January sabi ko, magpapanik ba tayo? Sabi mo hintayin mo ang February. Eto na, March na tayo, mag-World War III na. Magpapanik ba tayo sa Pilipinas or tuloy pa rin ang drama?
Tuloy na yan. Tuloy na yan. No? Masang battleground will be the Senate. Papasayan in form and substance sa Justice Committee. Yung mga ebidensya na ipapakita sa Justice Committee can be a game changer. Tingin ko yung 1/3 sa House ay maaprubahan, kaya aakyat na yan sa Senate. Pero hindi mo ba napapansin, everybody is silent?
Oo nga eh.
Yung mga kakasuhan ng mga senador, lahat tahimik. Yung mga investigation sa kanila, lahat tahimik. No? So, ano kaya ibig sabihin nun? Ano ibig sabihin na lahat ay tahimik? No? Are they calculating their options? Are they calculating their future? Sila ba ay ibabalanse ba nila yung possible future sa 2028 na possible na manalo si Sara? Or ika-calculate nila yung immediate na posible silang makulong?
Choose your poison. Parang ganun ba yun? Choose your poison.
Ano bang kanilang ibabalanse nila yan eh? 2028 or yung 2026? Paano kaya sila magpapasya? No? I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. No?
They don't want you to be also in their shoes. Yan ang problema. And they don't want to be in your shoes. So what
Mm.
scenario? So you're thinking papasa na ito sa Kongreso. But remember, so
Yes, tingin ko
but you have new
within the
impeachment
month
rules
or
kung
at
mag-impeach.
most next month, maaprubahan na yan sa House. So aakyat na yan sa Senate. Sabi ni Senate President Soto, pag umakyat sa Senate, forthwith, immediately, i-convene nila yung trial court. Senate as a trial court. No?
Pero
So it
so what
could
is the
take
implication
2
of new
months,
impeachment
at
rules?
most 3 months, yung trial sa Senate.
Yung new impeachment rules, di ba parang dapat may de facto hearing ka? Depende sa anong method ang gamitin mo, no? So, mabilis to akyat kung ganun. So by April, medyo meron naman tayong fireworks. Is that your expectation, Sir Ronald?
Yes, I think so. No, tingin ko sa Justice Committee, mas tatagal ng kaunti, pero sa plenary, mabilis na yan. Botohan lang yan eh.
Speaking of Senate, so ano nang status ni Bato? Wala na siyang basically tinanggalan na
Well,
siya.
may motion. Merong nagsampa ng kaso sa Senate, sila Cielo Magno, na kung hindi siya magpapakita, tanggalin na siya or tanggalin na yung kanyang sahod, yung kanyang benefits. Dahil sayang naman pera ng bayan yon. Ang sabi ni Senate President Soto ay pag-uusapan nila sa Senate. Pero I think for now, magiging distraction lang yan Tingin ko ang magiging focus nila ay yung priority bills, halimbawa itong anti-dynasty law, na merong separate bill ang Senado at may separate bill yung House. So may magbabay-cam yan bago sila maging trial court para matapos yung mga priority bills ng presidente. Tapos maghahanda sila for impeachment or yung Senate as a trial court. No? Kaya yes, merong motion na tanggalin ang sahod, benefits, or even mismo as senator si Bato, pero that will, tingin ko, hindi priority.
Ano yung sinasabi ni Bongo na concern siya sa due process? Yun ang gusto ko sa kanila, no? They're very self-reflective people, no?
Yes. Very circumspect. No? Mm-hmm. Yun, in relation kay Bato.
So,
Pero baka malay mo, in the next few weeks, baka bumait ng husto si Bongo.
bumait.
Paano? Siya yung pinakamaraming Damocles sword sa ulo Yung
Bumait
iba kasi may
in what
Damocles
sense?
sword. Si Bongo may Damocles swords.
Para siyang yung Game of Thrones, yung purong yung
Uh,
sword yung ginamit doon sa throne. Yung
1,000 swords
1,000 sword.
na kinuha ng dragon. Ginawang
Pero,
upuan.
nakita mo ba to? Yung
Uh,
may President Sara na
Pahingi naman.
Sabi ka na to, doomsday clock. Like 2 hours. Malapit na, magta 10 p.m. na. 2 hours na lang. Doomsday na, Sir Ronald.
Ikaw ba, babalik ka ba rito? O hihintayin mo na yung
babalik ako.
2028? Parang
Kaso-
hihintayin mo yung 2028
Hindi, ang hintayin ko, Sir Ronald. Hindi, babalik na. Babalik na. Ito na. No, kaso, Sir Ronald, hinintay ko yung
Kababalik mo lang dito, umalis ka kagad
ang gulo na hindi ako magtawid kasi ang gulo nung sa gitna natin So, hintayin ko mag ano yan para pwede tayo tumawid. Otherwise, ang haba ng flight ko from the other side, di ba? Diyos ko naman, sana naman within the coming weeks matapos ng giyera to kasi crazy.
Hindi yan matatapos.
Well, shucks, actually, I realized yung flight ko also passes through there. Oh my God, yeah, I just realized that. Anyway, Sir Ronald, to end on this note, what was your read of the latest February protest dito sa EDSA celebration, commemoration? Kasi parang may protest fatigue na minention ni Kiko D. What are we looking at here? I mean, are we seeing enough changes to still be happy with things? Worried ba tayo na mawawala ng momentum? Or in many ways, actually, the momentum could actually turn and slowly behind the scenes, the opposition leadership could coalesce around nasaan na tayo in terms of coalition, movement building, and also momentum?
Well, ang mahalaga kasi, una, like yung November 30, nationwide itong EDSA 40th anniversary. No? Ikalawa ay, ang titignan mo yung surveys. Yung surveys, walang fatigue Yung outrage ng tao ay nagpapatuloy, lumalawak pa nga. Ang problema lang, syempre, ang tinatamaan yung gobyerno. Ang tinatamaan yung presidente. Dahil hanggang ngayon, walang big fish na hinuhuli. So sa kanila tumatama itong outrage ng mga tao. Pero pag sinabi nila na yung outrage ay nababawasan, I doubt it. Ang tingin ko nga ay mas lalong dumadami. Kung ang titignan mo ang surveys, paano hindi naman lahat ng tao ay makakasama sa mga rallies eh. No? Pero yung outrage nila remains. At tingin ko dumadami pa nga. No? Ang problema lang, the government has to get its act together. Sa kanila ang tama eh. And then the democratic opposition who could logically, naturally harness this outrage ay wala pang tumatayong leader. No? So yun ang problema. Dalawa. The government is not getting its act together. Yung promise niya na yung mahiya naman kayo ay dalhin sa logical conclusion by charging and putting in prison big fish. At ikalawa,
Yun nga yung
yung
Damocles sword eh. Yun yung Damocles sword.
Oh,
Sinabi, baka yan ang gagamitin doon sa trial.
simple. Tapos ikalawa, yung democratic opposition, dapat wag sila maghintay ng 2027 to select their leader, their candidate for 2028. Dapat ngayon mamili na sila. Or else, ang makikinabang sa kasalukuyang outrage will be the Dutertes. Yun ang makikinabang. Dahil nga, walang nakikitang third alternative or third pole.
Yung Sarah Watch, bilhin na tayo sa Ronald. Since
Sige,
nasa
maghahanap ako rito.
Fantastic 40, nasa Fantastic 40 list tayo. Sana meron tayo parang polling market, sino umaakyat, bumababa dun sa rankings ng
Ah,
Fantastic 40 ng ating mga kababayan na ka-DDS na minamahal. Sir Ronald Llamas, thank you so much for putting on a suit for my birthday special edition. I know it was all in due respect to me. And pakita na yung aking katana, ipipick up ko na yan. Kung tuloy sana yung mga flights. I just realized, oh nga pala, Dubai pala yung connecting flight ko. Oh my God. Sir Ronald, you just reminded me, oh nga pala,
Bibigyan kita ng katana so long as you bless it with the blood of your enemies.
Ayun tayo sa Ronald. Be careful what you're asking for. Hindi lang.
Wala ka na.
You're not the only Ronin, Sir Ronald. You're not the only Ronin. I hope you still hear me. Hello, hello. But on that note, thank you very much, Sir Ronald, the great Ronin, for joining us in this episode. And sana tuloy-tuloy itong discussion na to. Biglang nawala yung kausap natin. Thank you so much sa lahat ng mga nagmamahal, sumusuporta sa atin, and all your support and stars and comments and suggestions and prayers and love. Syempre tayo naman, hindi tayo nagpapakita masyado, but the past year, past 2-3 years, everything we have. So having said that, guys, thank you so much for all your love and support. That keeps us going. And don't forget to follow us on different platforms, including TikTok natin. Biglang nakalimutan ko pala, no? Yung deep dive natin, 007 Richard Haydaran, of course, dito sa YouTube, Facebook, and other platforms. Kakain na ako, di pa ako kumain, medyo low-bat na ako before I get back to work and other things. There's so much to cover as far as things happening around the world. For people who are also who are curious about yung aking my take on a whole range of different issues, you can actually follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm very very active in terms of mga live analysis of major developments. So ito yung mga medyo Twitter yung primary method of ating public interventions because things are very fast there, and of course I always do due diligence to double check, triple check yung mga sources, videos, everything. And beyond just asking Grok, is this AI, is this, is this that? So you can also check my analysis on that. You can also check yung latest column natin today about whether international law is a zombie, right? It is still alive, it is still moving, but has it lost its substance? Whether the dream for a rules-based international order is forever dead. And just few days into this latest conflict, as everyone warned, this time would be different. Hindi naman nakinig. Ayan tuloy, nandito na tayo. Let's just see whether there's even an off-ramp out of this, because there's a very, very, very dangerous possibility that this thing gets out of... Like, we go into a point of no return whereby certain parties will have nothing to lose and they'll go all in, right? And that's going to be absolutely catastrophe for everyone. And unfortunately, in wars, it's always the children, it's always the civilians who pay the price. And as I said, we should condemn all acts of violence. I don't give a heck about what party you come from, what creed or country. No civilians should be targeted, whether it's school children in this country, whether it's people going to synagogue or to mosque, or none of the civilians should be targeted. There's no excuse whatsoever for any of these things. Thank you very much. God bless. And